a magician, which basically means I've taken the world's nerdiest hobbies and combined them into one career. Exactly the career path my parents envisioned for me. But this is because I think that all magic tricks are puzzles, right? They challenge your brain to work out the solution. So I can think of no better thing than to start off with one of these. You all know this. It's a classic puzzle from 1974, the Rubik's Cube. And I learned to solve this as a teenager. It turns out, though, as a magician, it's way too easy. All right, mind's blown? Good, we're starting off right. Now, I am thrilled to be joining you tonight to support the American Heart Association and all the incredible work that you're doing in the community. And above all, you are problem solvers, ensuring heart health for everyone. So I thought, why not have a little bit of fun with some puzzles and get you stretching your brains? Now, I've made a couple of very fun puzzles for you, but before we get to that, we need to talk about this global pandemic. It's important that you know that global pandemic is redundant. Pan and pandemic already means all, worldwide. Lose the global, people, okay? Lose the global. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Super important stuff. All right, my friends, without any further ado, it's puzzle time. And this is called Movie and TV Extras. What's going to happen is I'm going to add an extra letter somewhere into a movie or television show title to give you a silly, weird, funny title. Here's an example. Singin' in the Rain becomes Singin' in the Train because it has an extra T in it. Got it? When you find that silly movie or TV show title, write it down on a piece of paper or on your blank email or notepad, whatever works for you, all right? Here's the first one. What is going on here? I think you got it, right? It's Up in the Hair, which is up in the air with an extra letter H. You getting the hang of it? All right, here we go. Next one. Now keep in mind, what are those two arrows pointing to? They are peaks. So we have Twine Peaks. You have Twin Peaks with an extra letter E. Here we go, number 3. What is this movie or TV show extra? We have South Parka. Park plus an A gets you Parka. South Parka, write that down. Next one, I think this is my favorite. What is this? Yeah, it is the Love Borat. That is the Love Boat plus a letter R gets you the Love Borat. Write that down on your answer sheet. What is going on here? What is this famous title? Yep, I think you guys got this one. It is Star Warts. Star Warts. You add that letter T in there to get Star Warts. All right, what is this one right here? It is Brain Man. That's Rain Man with an extra letter B. All right, here we go. Next one. What is this next one? It's everyone's favorite. You've Goat Mail. You've Goat Mail. Write that down. I think the options are still available for that one. All right, what's going on here? Take a look at that action. What's going on there? Yeah, it is everyone's favorite TV show, Breaking Bald. Breaking Bald is bad with an extra letter L. All right, last one, folks. What is this right here? Well, that second one is a group of ships. So you have Happy Fleet. Happy Fleet. Feet plus the letter L gets you Happy Fleet. Write that down. Okay, now what? You have all of these silly movie and television titles. It's time to extract the answer. It's time for an aha moment. And I think that's so fitting for all of you. Aha moment, the AHA. And this is when you have to figure out what's going on. Well, there's another way that you can get letters out of all of these silly titles. Take a look. Does anything jump out to you? Where can you get some letters from? I'll give you a second. You got it? That's right. All of those extra letters are going to reveal the answer. And that answer is heart ball. That's right. Heartball. Heart ball. You guys crushed that puzzle. American Heart Association, thank you so much for puzzling with me. And again, my name's David Kwong. Thank you for having me. By the way, if you want more puzzles, I'm very easy to find on social media. I'm at David Kwong on all those sites. And I also just want to say thank you. I want to express my own gratitude for all that you do and all the support that you give to the American Heart Association each and every day. Thanks again for having me, and have a wonderful night. Thanks.
Football was not the love about it.
Jones with blockers down the sideline. Touchdown, Baltimore!
Of course, when you're a kid, you just out there, you're aggressive, you like to hit. If you're fast, you like to run by people. As you get older, you start to realize how much it relates to life.
Cyrus was very electric. He always kept the crowd on edge. Kickoffs, throwing punt return, because they knew he had the ability to do something exciting. Unbelievable work ethic. Cyrus always wanted to be first. He wanted to win. We just wanted to push him to make sure he was happy with himself and just let his talent take over.
Once I realized you can something that could essentially take care of my family, it brought out a little different type of dedication.
And I remember when he first came home and told me, Dad, Nick Saban was at my school today.
It's roll tide till I die.
Got to Alabama, and the rest is history.
With the 60th selection, the New England Patriots select Cyrus Jones.
Hey Cyrus, how you doing? Congratulations, you're a New England Patriot.
It's just a great moment to see him finally reach his dream.
Got out to Denver, kind of new opportunity, new team, new city. And they tell you when you get out there that getting used to the elevation, you're gonna feel a lot of different symptoms. It's different for everybody. He sent me to the team doctor. He ordered me CT scan of my chest. He diagnosed me with an anomalous coronary right artery.
His artery was on the wrong side.
The crazy part was that they told me I was born with it.
How in the world could this be possible? You've made it through all of the different levels of sport. Every doctor is poking at you, prodding on you, and then you get to your highest level and boom, this happens.
I felt like I had been cheating death my whole life. In a sense, I was. Literally the most dangerous point you are with this disease is when your heart rate is at its highest point, which is every day for me.
It's so serious that one punt return, one hit to the chest, sudden death.
Just trying to figure it out. They told me that in order to have a chance to play again, which they know I wanted to have a chance to live a normal life, I would have to get open heart surgery. All this is around the same time. Found out my girlfriend was pregnant. Once I knew I was becoming a father, I just told the doctor literally, man, look, I don't care nothing about football, just do what you gotta do, get me healthy and get me fixed so I can, see my daughter and be good enough to run around with her and watch her grow up. I'm blessed just to be here. Everything went well and just happy to, have an opportunity to tell my story. American Heart, my partnership with them has been a blessing. My whole life I've been a part of organizations bigger than myself. American Heart is definitely a team-like feeling for me, and working with other people to achieve a common goal. There are people who are living with the same thing that I had that don't have a clue. So, I mean, I just took it as an opportunity to try to spread awareness, especially for young kids, because I've been blessed, like I said, to just be up, be walking, be healthy, and be able to tell my story.
I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, that's life. You just never know, what's going to happen. And the expectation, if you had asked me before, I would think if you're having a stroke, you probably know it when it's happening, but you don't. I stumbled. I had a lack of coordination in my left ankle, that I was feeling some tingling in my left arm. So my wife and I discussed it and decided, let's go to the emergency room just to be sure and see what's going on. The first thing they did was a CT scan, and they mentioned that it seems like maybe you had a stroke, but we're not seeing that. The next step was then to undergo an MRI. When I got out, tried to get off the table and to get to the bed, I couldn't walk at all. I couldn't stand. My first question was, will I be able to recover? And the team of doctors said that is the question that everyone has, and it's the right question, but unfortunately there's no specific answer for that. But when you can't move something, you want to know, is this my future? I was very fortunate there was no brain issues. When the therapist came to my room and get you up with this walker and ended up walking 200 meters or thereabouts, which was ironic given that I was the fastest man in the world at that distance. It probably took 10 minutes for me to cover that distance that day, but I wasn't discouraged because I was taking instruction from my therapist the same way I took instruction from my coach, and it's what made me return to my room and tell my wife, I'm confident I'm going to make a full recovery. I was truly having to learn how to walk again. My motivation was phenomenal. My son is just going off to college, actually. I want to obviously be around for him and grandkids if I'm so lucky to have them, and I don't want any restrictions. I want to get back my quality of life. This was different. It was all of a sudden going into therapy and going into the gym every day, twice a day, with a real motivation. Nobody's clapping. There are no gold medals when I finish, of runs on the track or in the weight room. That's a greater motivation than winning an Olympic gold medal, to be honest. Now it's more of trying to make sure that I take the time to relax, even if I don't feel like I need to. Relaxation for me a lot of times is go do a workout. Just sit down, and I do that a lot more and meditate, and that's good for me. Being a stroke survivor is part of who I am and always will be. I'll never know what caused this stroke. All I can do is do all that I can to minimize my risk of a stroke and live my life.
Hello everyone, my name is David Kwong and I'm a New York Times crossword puzzle constructor. I'm also a magician, which basically means I've taken the world's nerdiest hobbies and combined them into one career. Exactly the career path my parents envisioned for me. But this is because I think that all magic tricks are puzzles, right? They challenge your brain to work out the solution. So I can think of no better thing than to start off with one of these. You all know this. It's a classic puzzle from 1974, the Rubik's Cube. And I learned to solve this as a teenager. It turns out, though, as a magician, it's way too easy. All right, mind's blown? Good, we're starting off right. Now, I am thrilled to be joining you tonight to support the American Heart Association and all the incredible work that you're doing in the community. And above all, you are problem solvers, ensuring heart health for everyone. So I thought, why not have a little bit of fun with some puzzles and get you stretching your brains? Now, I've made a couple of very fun puzzles for you, but before we get to that, we need to talk about this global pandemic. It's important that you know that global pandemic is redundant. Pan and pandemic already means all, worldwide. Lose the global, people, okay? Lose the global. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Super important stuff. All right, my friends, without any further ado, it's puzzle time. And this is called movie and TV extras. What's going to happen is I'm going to add an extra letter somewhere into a movie or television show title to give you a silly, weird, funny title. Here's an example. Singin' in the Rain becomes Singin' in the Train because it has an extra T in it. Got it? When you find that silly movie or TV show title, write it down on a piece of paper or on your blank email or notepad, whatever works for you, all right? Here's the first one. What is going on here? I think you got it, right? It's up in the hair, which is up in the air with an extra letter H. You getting the hang of it? All right, here we go. Next one. Now keep in mind, what are those two arrows pointing to? They are peaks. So we have Twine Peaks. You have Twin Peaks with an extra letter E. Here we go, number 3. What is this movie or TV show extra? We have South Parka. Park plus an A gets you Parka. South Parka, write that down. Next one, I think this is my favorite. What is this? Yeah, it is the Love Borat. That is the Love Boat plus a letter R gets you the Love Borat. Write that down on your answer sheet. What is going on here? What is this famous title? Yep, I think you guys got this one. It is Star Warts. Star Warts. You add that letter T in there to get Star Warts. All right, what is this one right here? It is Brain Man. That's Rain Man with an extra letter B. All right, here we go. Next one. What is this next one? It's everyone's favorite. You've Goat Mail. You've Goat Mail. Write that down. I think the options are still available for that one. All right, what's going on here? Take a look at that action. What's going on there? Yeah, it is everyone's favorite TV show, Breaking Bald. Breaking Bald is bad with an extra letter L. All right, last one, folks. What is this right here? Well, that second one is a group of ships. So you have Happy Fleet. Happy Fleet. Feet plus the letter L gets you Happy Fleet. Write that down. Okay, now what? You have all of these silly movie and television titles. It's time to extract the answer. It's time for an aha moment. And I think that's so fitting for all of you. Aha moment, the AHA. And this is when you have to figure out what's going on. Well, there's another way that you can get letters out of all of these silly titles. Take a look. Does anything jump out to you? Where can you get some letters from? I'll give you a second. You got it? That's right. All of those extra letters are going to reveal the answer. And that answer is heart ball. That's right. Heartball. Heart ball. You guys crushed that puzzle. American Heart Association, thank you so much for puzzling with me. And again, my name's David Kwong. Thank you for having me. By the way, if you want more puzzles, I'm very easy to find on social media. I'm at David Kwong on all those sites. And I also just want to say thank you. I want to express my own gratitude for all that you do and all the support that you give to the American Heart Association each and every day. Thanks again for having me, and have a wonderful night. Thanks.
Football was not the love about it.
Jones with Parker's down the sideline. Touchdown, Baltimore!
Of course, when you're a kid, you just out there, you're aggressive, you like to hit. If you're fast, you like to run by people. As you get older, you start to realize how much it relates to life.
Cyrus was very electric. He always kept the crowd on edge. Kickoffs, throwing punt return, because they knew he had the ability to do something exciting. Unbelievable work ethic. Cyrus always wanted to be first. He wanted to win. We just wanted to push him to make sure he was happy with himself and just let his talent take over.
Once I realized you can something that could essentially take care of my family, it brought out a little different type of dedication.
And I remember when he first came home and told me, Dad, Nick Saban was at my school today.
It's roll tide till I die.
Got to Alabama, and the rest is history.
With the 60th selection, the New England Patriots select Cyrus Jones.
Hey, Cyrus, how you doing? Congratulations, you're a New England
It was
Patriot.
just a great moment to see him finally reach his dream.
Got out to Denver, kind of new opportunity, new team, new city. And they tell you when you get out there that getting used to the elevation, you're gonna feel a lot of different symptoms. It's different for everybody. He sent me to the team doctor. He ordered me CT scan of my chest. He diagnosed me with an anomalous coronary right artery.
His artery was on the wrong side.
The crazy part was that they told me I was born with it.
How in the world could this be possible? You've made it through all of the different levels of sport. Every doctor is poking at you, prodding on you, and then you get to your highest level and boom, this happens.
I felt like I had been cheating death my whole life. In a sense, I was. Literally, the most dangerous point you are with this disease is when your heart rate is at its highest point, which is every day for me.
It's so serious that one punt return, one hit to the chest, sudden death.
Just trying to figure it out. They told me that in order to have a chance to play again, which they know I wanted to have a chance to live a normal life, I would have to get open heart surgery. All this is around the same time. Found out my girlfriend was pregnant. Once I knew I was becoming a father, I just told the doctor literally, man, look, I don't care nothing about football. Just do what you got to do, get me healthy and get me fixed so I can, see my daughter and be good enough to run around with her and watch her grow up. I'm blessed just to be here. Everything went well, and just happy to have an opportunity to tell my story. American Heart, my partnership with them has been a blessing. My whole life
funded by the AHA contributed to the training of the ER doctors and nurses who evaluated my heart attack symptoms, the protocols and procedures practiced by my cardiologists and cardiovascular surgeons, and the technology in the LVAD that saved my life. The mechanical valve that I now live with and will have until I die were all developed largely due to the research and funding by the American Heart Association.
There is a huge public health crisis regarding youth vaping. More than 27% of high schoolers reported that they vape. That is 18 times more than it was 8 years ago.
Tell you how to do chest compressions, okay?
Okay. And I just remember her looking up at me and saying, "Thanks for saving my life."
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2021 Peoria Heart Ball, presented by OSF Healthcare, Caterpillar, and SEFCU. My name is Jessica Cook. I'm the morning anchor for Heart of Illinois ABC, and I am so thrilled to be here with you tonight to celebrate the Peoria Heart Ball. I know we're really disappointed again that we can't be together in person this year, but it is so wonderful to see many of you joining us virtually this evening. And I have to say, when we get back together in person, I can't wait to meet all of you, because ever since I've started working with the American Heart Association, it's pretty much been during COVID, so I really am looking forward to that time. Tonight, we celebrate the medical miracles made possible by thousands of champions, physicians, researchers, and community leaders. The American Heart Association has many life-saving research advancements, but has never done it alone. And now more than ever, we need to come together. Before we move into our program, just a few housekeeping notes for you, a few things that will help ensure a seamless experience for tonight's event. First, if you do see a circle on your screen, don't worry, it's just your computer refreshing your feed. If you need any help at all tonight, please make sure to comment in the chat box, and a staff member will greatly help answer your questions. And finally, for anyone who's in a group setting, please make sure each individual viewer is logged in on their own personal device. And if you're worried about audio coming from several devices, you can simply mute all but one of them. But again, please make sure each person is logged onto their own personal device. This is really important for when we get to the bidding and live auction portions of the evening. I'm really excited for that part. I'm sure you are too. We'd love to know where you're logging in from tonight, so please drop us a note in the chat box now and tell us where you are. We have a lot of people joining us tonight. We have Dr. Barry and Lisa Clenson, of course. We'll be hearing from them in just a bit. Shelley joining us from Peoria, Teresa, Lorna. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time, saying hello. Patricia, Mike, Matt, Diane, so many people are joining us. Hey, Walt, you're in Breckenridge, Colorado. That is awesome. And it really just goes to show how this event is not just here in the heart of Illinois. I'm currently in Washington, Illinois right now, just across the river from Peoria, but it really is this nationwide event and something that's really bringing everybody together. We have Laura joining us from St. Louis, Jackie from Glassford, and Mike from Philly. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. It certainly is amazing to see where everybody is from. We still have a lot of work to do to ensure that everyone has the chance to live a full and healthy life. As we recover from this pandemic, rates of heart disease and stroke are expected to rise dramatically, making the work of the American Heart Association more important than ever. The demand for equitable solutions that addresses issues like high blood pressure, obesity, and smoking, it's all going to skyrocket. And the Heart Association is going to be there to help, but we can't do it alone. Throughout the night, you can donate to support the American Heart Association's life-saving mission. On your screen now, below me in the box, and throughout the program, you'll see prompts where you can donate and take part in the live auction. Please be generous. Each dollar we raise tonight means more people have the opportunity for a healthier future, something we all want for ourselves, everyone we know and love, and even the people we haven't had the opportunity to meet yet. We are also excited to announce that tonight, for the first time in Peoria Heartball history, we're going to be hosting a live auction. It is sponsored by CEFCU, and we're also going to be hearing from our passionate Heartball chairs, Dr. Barry and Lisa Clemson, and a local heart transplant survivor will share his story. I got the chance to meet him, and let me tell you, you're not going to want to miss it. The fun's not going to end there, though. You're going to want to stay for the after party. There's a special performance by Lady A. As we kick off tonight's program, we would like to take a moment to offer thanks and gratitude. Please welcome from OSF Healthcare, Sister Judith Ann.
Let us go, and good Father, thank you for the precious gift of life, the most fundamental gift that enables us to appreciate and enjoy all the other gifts that you give to us. Thank you for blessing us with so many professionals with the talents, education, experience, and passion to care for those challenged with heart conditions. They care for what is so essential to the human person, the heart, which in many ways is the staff of life, for the entire body beating life-giving blood throughout, and where that blood flows, there is life. Bless all those who need this special care, and bless all those who support this wonderful service of life through the gifts of their prayers and financial support. We give thanks and praise, Father, in the name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Sister Judith Ann. And now it's time to get this party started. It is such an honor to introduce you to our next guests. These two are the leaders behind this year's campaign, true champions of health and the American Heart Association, and the chairs of this year's Peoria Heartball, Dr. Barry and Lisa Clemson.
Everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight for the 2021 Peoria Heartball virtual experience. I'm Dr. Barry Clemson.
And I'm Lisa Clemson. Barry and I are so thankful that you're here with us tonight to celebrate. While I know we were hoping to gather in person, we want to thank you for your flexibility as we navigate through this unprecedented time. Honestly, there's nowhere we'd rather be than with you this evening. And if the only way to do it is via virtual, then hey, we'll take it.
Lisa and I are proud to support the American Heart Association. When I was a cardiology fellow at Penn State University, I had the privilege to work alongside American Heart Association researchers on our faculty and was awarded a Fellow in Training AHA research grant. It was a life-changing experience. Since then, it has been my life's mission to help patients with cardiovascular disease, especially heart failure, to live longer and healthier lives. Throughout my career as a cardiologist, I have had the privilege to work with and care for patients with end-stage heart failure who have undergone a heart transplant. To see someone suffering with heart failure and then get a second chance at life, a rebirth, if you will, is an amazing experience, and it is just as exciting today as it was the very first time back in 1989. They are given another chance at life because of a generous organ donor, a stranger. I can't fully express that feeling of joy. It's an honor to serve my patients and see them thrive. I want to spend a few minutes now highlighting the first heart transplant program in Peoria. The program started in 1987 with the first transplant in April 1987, and that patient is alive today. More to come about her. By the time the program ended in 2007, we had completed 208 transplants. To demonstrate the success of that program, after an analysis of patient survival while on the waiting list and after the heart transplant, we were ranked by the CMS Medicare research effort in 1999-2000, the #1 program in the state of Illinois and the number 18 ranked program in the entire United States. It takes an amazing and dedicated team to have a successful heart transplant program. I was the medical director from 1994 on, and I want to recognize the critical team members of our prior team. The cardiovascular surgeons, Dr. Bob Gomez and Dr. Fred Hoy, assisted by contributions from other surgeons. Dr. David Best and Dr. Parker McCrae, cardiologists, also assisted by other cardiologists. Transplant coordinators, Carol Annette, Suzanne Faulkner, and Diane Joseph. Clinical psychologist, Dr. Bob Glazeski. There were many other multidisciplinary team members. Of the 208 patients we transplanted, there are still 30 patients living today, another testament to our success. Without the generosity of organ donors, the life of my patients would not be possible. Their act of compassion and kindness is heroic, and it is that of the families that ultimately agree to go forward with organ donation in a moment of deep sorrow and distress. Tonight, as we hear from a local transplant patient and his family, I am asking you to also think of those organ donors who made it possible. And if you aren't signed up as a possible donor, please consider being one. There will be more on this critically important issue later.
Heart transplant surgery and outcomes have come a long way over 30 years, thanks to an enormous amount of research, both basic science and clinical, funded by many research funding agencies worldwide, including the American Heart Association. In the last 5 years alone, the American Heart Association has invested over $7 million in transplant research. Additional intensive research has produced steady improvement in the technology of left ventricular assist devices, commonly known as LVADs, that can reverse diminished heart muscle performance in people with heart failure who are awaiting those transplants. The AHA has also contributed to funding in this area of research.
It has been a highlight of my career bringing the transplant program back to Peoria. This was a difficult and lengthy process for many reasons. The LVAD and heart transplant programs officially reignited in late December of 2019. Since then, we have implanted 15 LVADs in patients dying from heart failure with great success. Recently, I had the privilege of seeing a young man, only 23 years old, get a second chance at life because of a heart transplant. He was our first transplant recipient in this new era. I pray that he will do as well as our first transplant patient from the old era. He is doing remarkably well since his transplant on February 27. He has already gone for a 4-mile run. To date, we have done 2 transplants in this new era. The first patient ever to have a heart transplant here in Central Illinois is now 90 years old and is now the longest survivor on a single heart in the world. We will toast her tonight. This would not be possible, though, without the support of the cardiovascular team. The key members of the current team are cardiovascular surgeon, Dr. Emmanuel Almiraj, heart failure cardiologist, Dr. Chetan Bhardwaj, Dr. Christopher Sparrow, and coordinators Kelly Strunk and Jesse Smock. As previously, there are many other important members of the multidisciplinary team.
Community support is essential in fighting against cardiovascular disease. In addition to the wonderful staff Barry has had the privilege of working with, we would also like to take this time to acknowledge the generosity of our corporate sponsors, CEFCU, OSF Healthcare, Caterpillar, Advanced Medical Transport, RLI, Unity Point, the Kim Group, Mike Miller Auto Group, the Knockin Group, Heart of Illinois ABC. Barry and I are also thankful for the support of the executive leadership team. Their dedication and time throughout this campaign has meant the world to us, and we are extremely grateful for their commitment to the American Heart Association.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Now, something I have been looking forward to all night, a toast to Doris Thomas, the very first patient ever transplanted in Peoria. Doris received her heart transplant in April of 1987. She was about 56 years old, suffering from advanced end-stage heart failure. She is now 90 years old, surviving 34 years on the single heart. She is now the longest surviving heart transplant recipient on a single heart in the entire world. What a truly amazing celebration. Please, everyone, raise a glass to Doris and her longevity. She put her trust in a group of doctors and a brand new heart transplant program those many years ago. Congratulations, Doris, and I wish you many more years with your family. Cheers, Doris!
Cheers.
Here's to you, Doris!
Hi Doris, I'm Mike Cruz from OSF Healthcare. I'd like to congratulate you on many years of healthy living after making a great decision years ago to get a heart transplant at OSF Healthcare. On behalf of the sisters, the governing board, all the administrative staff, and especially those doctors and nurses and technicians that took care of you years ago, thank you and congratulations. You've been such a great beacon of strength and courage for all those in this ministry, as well as our communities, and future patients will be getting heart transplants. Thank you once again for being part of the American Heart Association Heart Ball this year, and we wish you more healthy living. Bye.
Cheers to you, Doris, and a happy heart, and a happy 90 years.
Doris, what a privilege it is for us to honor you tonight.
You are a role model for living your best life.
Your strength and courage is an example for all of us to live by.
We wish you many, many more years of love and happiness.
Cheers.
Doris, your journey will always be one of hope and inspiration for the heart. Thank you for sharing it with us. God bless you. Here's to you, Doris.
Cheers to you, Doris!
Hello, Doris. Wishing you all the best from Indianapolis, Indiana. Congratulations. We're looking forward to celebrating many more years of heart health with you. Cheers.
Congrats, Doris, on your heart transplant. It's amazing. Guinness Book of World Records. Here we come.
Cheers!
Cheers!
That was amazing, everybody. And once again, cheers to Doris. Thank you so much, Barry and Lisa. Your dedication to the AHA mission is an inspiration to us all. We're so excited to have you celebrating with us tonight. Barry and Lisa touched on such an important point, the importance of organ donation. Without the selfless generosity of organ donors, transplant patients wouldn't be here with us today. Our next speaker is Dr. Dwight Davis of Penn State University.
Well, hello, Dwight Davis, a member of the cardiology faculty at the Penn State College of Medicine, and have the wonderful opportunity of being able to participate in this celebration of Dr. Barry Clemson and the American Heart Association for his work in your area. I want to do two things with my time. First, talk a little bit about Dr. Clemson and my relationship with him. And then I want to spend a little time also talking about heart failure and organ donation. So I came to the Penn State College of Medicine in 1981, a long time ago, and had the opportunity to begin the early process of starting our heart transplant, heart failure program with our surgical colleagues here. Fortunately, Dr. Clemson joined our medicine residency program in 1983 after completing a very impressive medical school career at the University of Pennsylvania. We were extremely fortunate to have him join us. During his early time here, I had a chance to spend time with him on my inpatient clinical service and begin to realize and recognize the talents that he held for us as a part of our program. So all of that is to say that our relationship goes back almost 40 years, so I know him extremely well. Just to walk you through our relationship a little bit, Dr. Clemson rotated on our clinical services, and particularly my heart failure service, as he progressed through his residency program. And I became very aware of all of his many talents in terms of background knowledge and patient care. Fortunately for us, he agreed to apply to our cardiology fellowship program, and we were able to keep him with us for the next 3 years in our training program for cardiology. During that time, we spent much more time together on our inpatient cardiology service. And if you go back to that period of time in the evolution of heart transplantation and the beginning of artificial organs, some of you will remember that that was kind of an early phase of our program development really across the country and around the world. We kept our heart failure patients who were very ill in a closed environment. Most of them stayed in our hospital for extended periods of time, waiting for an organ to become available for them to continue with their lives. This is a very difficult period of time for our patients, for sure, and also for all of our staff who cared for them. And I can tell you that we had a number of successes of patients who went on to get transplanted, but we also had to deal with a number of situations where we did not have an organ available for a patient to keep them alive, and they passed away on our service. That was an unfortunate and difficult period of time. Barry was a part of all of that with us. And despite all of those difficult periods of time of taking care of patients and families and our staff, he chose to specialize in this area of clinical management for patients who have very, very severe and oftentimes terminal cardiac disease processes. In his third year fellowship, he was the best fellow in our program and became our chief fellow for a year. We spent more time together, and we were able to keep him on staff for several years after that, working in our heart failure transplant area. And he became more involved and more expert in his care of those patients. Subsequently, he left us and came to your program for a few years. And we were able to get him back for a short period of time. And then in 2015, I was saddened when he informed me that he was going to come back and spend some time getting your program moving forward. I also realized that he was bringing to you some major talents that he had demonstrated over the many years that I knew him. And so you're fortunate to have him, and his career has, if you will, exemplified all of those things that we knew about him while he was a part of us here. So I've continued to follow his progress over the years and have been very impressed with all of the things that he has brought to you and your program in Peoria. So Barry's work really centered around the care of patients with heart failure and transplanting those who had reached the terminal part of their disease process. As you probably know, the transplant part of all of this really depends on having organs available for patients who are in life and death situations. And so let me just spend a few minutes talking about heart failure. I know that some of you in the audience are well-versed in this difficult disease process that we care for, but there may be others who haven't thought about it in this context. Heart failure is a disease process, oftentimes progressive, where simply put, the heart becomes limited in supplying appropriate oxygen to the body and the organ systems of the body to keep them functional. For many patients, despite our best efforts at medical therapy, it is a progressive disease. And we kind of categorize that progression in stages. Early on, it affects patients' ability to do exercise when they can't do quite as much as they were doing before. It later becomes more difficult for patients to be able to do very light activities like walking or climbing a flight of stairs. And despite our best medical therapy, it can sometimes progress to the point where a patient becomes markedly symptomatic at rest and requires a lot of support to keep them alive. And ultimately, for many of those patients in this situation, if we can't get them to transplant, they will die. So I want to impress upon all of you the importance of what you can do as an organ donor to save a life. The statistics are pretty astounding. Approximately 118,000 people in this country are waiting on an organ for transplantation. Roughly 3,600 of those are waiting on a heart for transplantation on someone's waiting list someplace. Closer to home in the state of Illinois, that number is about 3,800 or so that are waiting for an organ for transplantation, and about 190 of those people are waiting for a heart transplant. You know, that is a devastating situation for certainly the patient, their family, and their communities. And many of you may have had the opportunity of knowing someone with terminal heart disease and can kind of understand the difficult scenario that they and their families go through, and certainly our medical support personnel and facilities go through in trying to keep them alive. So I want to impress upon you the importance of organ donation. You know, the statistics are that 95% of people of adults in the United States agree with the importance of heart donation and organ donation, and only 54% of them actually become organ donors. That number needs to be higher than that. So in your area, the Secretary of State has a website that you can become registered, and that website has the unforgettable name of Life Goes On. Let me repeat that: Life Goes On, www.lifegoeson.com. I hope that in addition to this wonderful celebration for a gift that you have in Dr. Clemson, that you will sign up if you haven't already and register to become an organ donor. So I want to express my appreciation for being able to be a part of this celebration. You have a true gift in Dr. Clemson, and I hope many of you who haven't already will become heart or organ donors. So thank you for my opportunity to spend some time with you.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. It's so important for all of us to make sure we are registered organ donors. Once again, to register as an organ donor in the state of Illinois, it's really simple. Just visit lifegoeson.com or visit your local Secretary of State facility. Each of us is here for a reason tonight. Each one of us has a personal connection to heart disease or stroke that motivates us to make a difference. And we want to know what your reason is. Is it a family member, a friend, coworker? What brings you here tonight? Share with us in the chat box. For me personally, my grandma just underwent a lot of testing for her heart, and thankfully she's doing great. Kind of hit home for me, you know, just everything that can change in an instant. I'm also so honored to be here with the American Heart Association for my mom, my godmother, my future mother-in-law, everybody that I know, myself included. And to all of you that are sharing your reason why, we want to thank you. Shelly's saying we love our Gigi, and my close friend Erica. We know each one of us has a special personal reason. And if you don't want to share, it's okay. We just ask you to reflect on who that person is in your life. And now we're going to get ready for some excitement. We got to crank it back up. For the first time in Peoria Hardball history, we're going to be hosting a live auction. We are certainly ready for some fun, and we have some amazing experiences that are going to be up for bid tonight. So we want you to make sure that you have your phones ready. We're sure that you all have it with you. Just seems like, wherever we go, our phones go these days. So we would like to introduce you to tonight's auctioneer, Greg Engstrom.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for this opportunity to help raise some money for the American Heart Association. I sure do hope you're enjoying summer, because if you're here in the Midwest, summer has arrived. And here it is. So we have 3 items to sell tonight, very cool items. The first one is Heart Package. It's dinner, a 4-course at Williams Distillery. It's a farm-to-table fare, and you'll also get a private tour of the distillery, and you're going to have dinner with the distillery owners, Andy and Stacy Ferris, along with 3 couples that you bring. Well, that includes yourself, so 6 people. And you'll have an appearance from restaurateur Hugh Higgins, and it's going to be a great time. It sounds like you're going to also get a tour of the distillery. And I've always wanted to just turn the knob on one of those while carrying a glass. So here we go, folks. Let's sell this experience. It should be an absolutely great time. And let's start it out. Somebody give me $1,000. $1,000 started off. $1,000. Anybody go $1,000? $1,000. I do have $1,000 bid. Thank you very much. I've got $1,000 now. $1,100. $1,000 now. 11. Would you go 1,100? 1,100. Wow, we've got 1,100. We've got already 13, and we have $1,300. 1,300 bid on this dinner with a tour of the distillery. I've got 1,300 bid now. 1,400. 1,300 bid, looking for 1,400. Who'll do 1,400? Just push the little bid button in the center of your screen there. 1,300 now. $1,400. I've got 1,300 bid now. 14. Who'll go 1,400? $1,300 now. 14. I've got 1,400. Thank you. Now 1,500. 1,400 bid now. 15. 14. 15. Got 15 now. 1,600. 1,500 bid now. 1,600. $1,500 bid now. 16. But it goes 1,600. 1,500 bid now. 1,600. $1,600. Remember, you'll be dining with the owners and Hugh Higgins, who is a famous restaurateur. So where are we at? We have 1,600 now. $1,700. I have $1,700 now. 18. $1,700 now. 18. But 18. $1,800. 1,800. I have 1,800. Thank you. Now 1,900. $1,900. I got 1,800 bid in 19. 1,800 bid in 1,900. 19. Would you go 19? $1,900. It should be a heart healthy dinner on top of it, don't you think? All right, now we've got 1,900 bid, now $2,000. I have 1,900 bid now, $2,000. $1,900 bid now, $2,000. Would you go $2,000? $1,900 now, $2,000. $1,900 bid now, $2,000. Somebody give me $2,000. Push the little button. Remember, this all goes to a good cause, the American Heart Association, that helps keep so many of us alive. I've got 1,900 bid now, $2,000. 1,900 now, $2,000. Anybody go $2,000? 1,900 bid now, $2,000. We're getting close, folks. I've got 1,900 now, $2,000. Anybody go $2,000? $2,000 going once. $2,000 going twice. Sold at $1,900 to Matt. Thank you very much, Matt. We really appreciate it. Hope you have a good time. The next item up is donated by Bremer's Jewelry in Peoria. Very interesting. They are going to piece of with you for you. So their goldsmith and the owner are going to work with you to design something unique. And you could even use maybe some diamonds from another piece of jewelry or a rare gemstone. But anyway, they're going to sit down with you and design something from scratch. It's a wonderful experience. It has a very expensive value and it's going to be a good time. And I think they're serving cocktails as well. So let's start this out on Bremer's Jewelry in Peoria, a jewelry designing experience. And remember that the jewelry lasts a lot longer than we do. So somebody start me out. It looks like we've got $2,000 bid. Now 2250. I got 2000 bid now 2250. 2000 bid. I got 2250 now 2500. 2250 now 2500. 2250 now 25 but I go 2500. 2250 now 25. Oh my gosh, look at the bids go. I can't keep up. 2750. Bid now $3,000. 2750 now 3,000, but I go $3,000. I've got $3,000 now 3250. $3,000 now 3250. He'll go 3250 for a lifetime of joy designed by a piece of jewelry. I've got 3,000 bid now 3250. 3,000 bid now 3250. He'll go 3250. $3,000 bid now 3250. And but he go 3250. $3,000 I've got bid now 3250. Thank you. I've got 3250 now 3,500. 3,500 we have now 3750. 3,500 bid now 3,750. You go 3,750. I've got 3,750 now $4,000. 3,750 now $4,000. 3,750 now $4,000. That's a great deal. It goes to a good cause, and it's going to be a lot of fun to design a piece of jewelry. And they're supplying the gold. How much better is it get than that? All right, we've got 4,000 bid now, 4,250. 4,000 bid now, 4,250. 4,250. $4,000 bid now, $4,250. There is a bid button on your screen there. If you move your mouse around or if you have a touch screen, just touch that and money goes easy. I've got 4,250 bid now, 4,500. 4,250 bid now, 4,500. 4,250 bid now, 45. Would you go 45? But I go 4,500. 4,250 now, 4,500. 4,500 I have now, 4,750. 4,500 now, 4,750. 4,750 now, $5,000. I've got 4,750 now, $5,000. 4,750 now, $5,000. I've got $5,000 now, 5,250. 5,000 bid now, 5,250. 5,000 now, $5,250. Only $250 more. $5,250. I've got 5,000 bid now, 5,250. And I have to tell you, I love American Heart because I am a recipient of their technology, and that's how I'm here today. So now 5,250. I've got 5,250. Thank you. Now 5,500. Now 5,500. 5,250 now 55. Everybody go 5,500. 5,500. Everybody go 5,500. $5,500. Thank you. Now 5,750. 5,500 bid now 5,750. 5,500 bid now $5,750. Again, it's only $250 more. I've got bid. Oh, now I've got 5,750 bid. Thank you. 5,750 now $6,000. I've got 57 bid. 5,750 bid now $6,000. Easy to say, right? 5,750 bid now $6,000. 5,750 now $6,000. $6,000. $6,000. Only $250 more. 5,750 now $6,000. $6,000 going once. $6,000 going twice. $6,000. Sold it. Barry and Lisa. Hope you have a great piece. I think now, and you can build what you want. Thank you. So here's a unique one here. This I've done a few auctions here and there, and I've never actually sold Maui gems. And I just want to demonstrate a pair that my wife bought me 8 years ago that go with me about everywhere. And they've been sat on and a few things, but they are still there. So what Maui Jim is going to do is they are going to outfit or fit 100 of your friends. Could be employees, could be customers, could be an event of some kind, even another fundraiser. 100 people, Maui gyms will come to you as long as you're in the United States, and they will fit 100 people you choose with sunglasses and a pouch to put them in, and then the little cloth they come with, they'll put your logo on it. So this is a great opportunity because not only does this money go for America, but now, friends, these things block 100%, and they look like they're crooked, don't they? 100% of the UV rays, and they're very up to date. They have the Aloha spirit, and I think Men in Black wore them too, didn't they? Anyway, here we go on these sunglasses. Again, it's 100 pairs, and these glasses run all the way to $350 a pair, and they will be custom fit so that the ears are correct and the nose is right, unlike mine. So here we go. Let's sell them. I've got $10,000 to start. Now $11,000. Now 12. So everybody give me 12. Now 13,000. I got 12,000. Now 13. $12,000 now 13,000. Everybody go 13. 13,000 now 14,000. 13 now. If I've got 14,000 now 15,000. 14,000 bid now 15,000 now 16. 15,000 bid now 16,000. $15,000 now $16,000. I've got 15,000 bid now 16,000. 15,000 now 16,000 bid 17,000 16,000 bid. Now remember, this is a donation. 17,000 we have now 18,000. 17,000 now 18,000. 17,000 now 18,000. 17,000 now 18,000. 100 people with Maui gyms all gonna thank you for doing this for them. And all the American Heart Association recipients, as I am myself, really appreciate the funds to keep the research going. I've got 17,000 right now. Now 18,000. I've got 17,000 now 18,000. 17,000 now 18,000. 17,000 now 18,000. Anybody go 18,000? Remember, this is probably worth $30,000 or $40,000 at retail. I've got 17,000 bid now 18,000. 17,000 bid now 18. 18. Anybody 18,000. 17,000 bid now 18,000. 18,000. Who's going to do 18,000? $18,000 for people. 17,000 now 18,000. 18,000. 18,000. All right, here we coming to the end, folks. I've got $17,000 bid. Just click the button for $18,000 to make 100 of your friends or maybe your employees a little bonus. 17,000 bid now 18,000. I thought you'd look up. 17,000 now 18. $18,000 going once. $18,000 going twice. Sold it. $17,000 to Diane. Thank you very much, Diane. Really appreciate it. You've done the right thing helping the American Heart Association. Thank you all and have a wonderful evening.
Wow, that was intense and certainly so awesome for the first time that we've ever done this. Thank you so much to our winners, Matt Vanaken, Dr. Barry and Lisa Clemson, and Diane Oberhelman. Now, if you didn't win one of these items, you still have a chance to bid on other one-of-a-kind experiences like historic sports memorabilia, one-of-a-kind shopping experiences, and so much more. There certainly is something for everybody here, so take a look. A very special thanks to SEFCU for sponsoring our auction tonight. That silent auction closes Monday at noon, and you don't want to miss out. You can start your bidding now. I know tomorrow's weather is supposed to be beautiful as well. The weekend can get a little hectic. Probably got some errands to run, got to go grocery shopping. But don't forget, Monday at noon is when that silent auction closes. So make sure to keep on checking and see where you are in the bidding. Before the American Heart Association existed, people with heart disease were thought to be doomed to complete bed rest or destined to imminent death. But a handful of pioneering physicians and social workers believed that it didn't have to be that way. They conducted studies to learn more about heart disease, America's #1 killer. On June 10, 1924, they met in Chicago to form the American Heart Association, believing that scientific research could lead the way to better treatment, prevention, and ultimately a cure. The early American Heart Association enlisted help from hundreds and thousands of physicians and scientists. Now, since then, the AHA has grown rapidly in size and influence nationally and internationally into an organization of more than 33 million volunteers and supporters. You heard me right, 33 million volunteers and supporters. They're all dedicated to improving heart health and reducing deaths from cardiovascular diseases and stroke. Because of the generosity and support of our donors, AHA researchers implanted the first pacemaker, successfully achieved the first artificial heart valve replacement surgery, created left ventricular assist devices, or LVADs, for patients awaiting a heart transplant, and so much more. Research is certainly a pillar of the American Heart Association.
The American Heart Association was founded by a small group of pioneering physicians who believed scientific research was the key to better treatment, prevention, and ultimately a cure. And the American Heart Association has been the catalyst for life-saving developments ever since.
It is a rare cardiovascular or stroke researcher who can't say, I got my start in research from a grant from the American Heart Association.
We're proud of our past as a convener, an educator, and a funder of science. But that's not enough.
In addition to our mainstay work in funding investigators, we have launched big and bold research initiatives that will change health for people everywhere, not just in the United States, but throughout the world.
Our Institute for Precision Cardiovascular Medicine connects people and data around the world to learn more about personalized medicine through cutting-edge cloud-based technology. The goal is to address heart disease based on a person's individual genetic makeup, environment, and lifestyle. What if we could stop heart disease before it even starts? Through genetic and molecular research, One Brave Ideas' world-class team is focusing on the moment heart disease begins, learning what triggers it, and determining how to end it. 10 years and $2.6 billion. That's what it takes to bring a new medicine to market. Can we reduce that time and cost by half? We're working on it through our Center for Accelerated Drug Discovery. Leveraging some of the world's most powerful supercomputers from the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, scientists and engineers are fast-tracking theories to develop new, life-saving drugs. But who we study is as important as what we study. To fill the gap in women's research, we've launched our Research Goes Red initiative. By recruiting women to take part in clinical trials, we can better understand the unique risks our wives, mothers, sisters, and daughters face against their #1 killer. We're supporting more research than ever before to save the lives of babies born with congenital heart defects. And we're committed to helping enrich their lives as more of them grow and thrive into adulthood. As we help more people live longer, we also want to help them live better through the connection of heart and brain health. The American Heart Association, Allen Initiative in Brain Health and Cognitive Impairment supports 3 teams of leading researchers working to unravel the mysteries of aging related to dementia and Alzheimer's disease.
And so we think that this is a unique opportunity for us to really be able to put the best and brightest to work for an area that is of enormous impact for all Americans.
In our strategically focused research network initiative, we're teaming top researchers from institutions around the country to drive real impact on some of our biggest challenges. Our Tobacco Research Center for Regulatory Science teams American Heart Association investigators with top experts from major research institutions across the country. They're adding to the evidence about the dangers of tobacco use and the growing threat of vaping, and their findings will help shape future policy. The American Heart Association funds more heart disease and stroke research than any nonprofit organization outside the federal government. Yet each year, too many grants go unfunded.
There were so many things that weren't known almost 100 years ago that since then, the American Heart Association has had a big part in discovering. It makes me think, what else do we have to discover?
From pioneering precision medicine to accelerating drug discovery, the American Heart Association is leading bold innovations to improve health and well-being worldwide. Funding research is a cornerstone of the American Heart Association's life-saving mission, a pillar upon which we are founded, and a key to our future as the leader in heart and brain research.
In 2019, the American Heart Association joined forces with Enduring Hearts to invest in biomedical research for improving the life expectancy and quality of life for pediatric heart transplant recipients. It wouldn't be possible without our supporters like you. It is now time for the heart of our program. We're going to hear from a local man that's gone through the unimaginable and has come out stronger, healthier, and ready to take on life again, thanks to the life-saving work of Dr. Barry Clemson and his team at OSF Healthcare. We would also like to thank Heart of Illinois ABC for producing this story.
The chapters of Kent Schlink's life could have been cut short. He was born with a birth defect called congenitally corrected transposition of the great arteries. It means your heart is working backwards. His pulmonary artery was on the wrong ventricle. His parents didn't know much until he was 4 years old.
Unable to play sports, I just couldn't do that because of the birth defect that I had. It was too much stress on my heart.
But his general health remained stable until his late 20s. At age 29, he was diagnosed with stage 4 heart failure.
I had a business I was trying to run, and just to try to get up and actually walk 10 feet was almost impossible because I couldn't breathe. Being in heart failure, your lungs start to fill with fluid, your heart isn't working correctly. So I could not catch my breath. So I knew something was seriously wrong.
He was told he had two options, an experimental surgery or a heart transplant. He chose the experimental surgery.
They put a pulmonary band on one of my arteries, and the next morning I woke up and was starting to crash, so they vented me, and then I was told that I was going to need a heart transplant.
Kent was put on an LVAD, a left ventricular assist device. It's an artificial pump that keeps you alive while you're waiting for a heart. He was in a hospital bed for 4 months, on and off the transplant list. He remembers nights he didn't know if he'd make it to the next morning or if he'd be around to watch his 6-month-old son grow up, along with what kind of life he was going to have.
I did have an experience where I actually did see the light, and my heart had stopped. I floated past the ceiling tiles and vividly remember all that and saw an actual light. And it's strange because now if I watch that on TV and I hear people talk about it, it's exactly what I saw.
Kent says while it was comforting, he knew he wasn't ready to go. When he got the call a heart was waiting for him, he remembers the moment like it was yesterday.
So I got a call at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was September 20th, 1996, 25 years ago, coming up on 25 years. They told me on the phone, and I guess I didn't register, and I hung up the phone. And then I kind of panicked because I'd been through so much while I was in the hospital. And because I thought, wow, is this really going to happen? Am I going to live a normal life? Am I going to make it through this surgery? At the time, I weighed 110 pounds. I wasn't really that fit as I was lying there for almost 4 months.
The transplant was successful, and Kent was home about a week and a half later. There was a long road ahead to get his strength back, so he turned to what he knew: swimming. He says when he first started, he couldn't make it 20 feet, but in no time, he was getting on a plane to Sydney, Australia to compete in the World Transplant Olympic Games.
I trained for about 4 months, 3 hours a day, and by the time I got done training, my lungs were much, much better. When I went to the Olympics, I stood on that podium, and it was a year and 5 days after my heart transplant, and swam a 100-meter breaststroke, 50-meter butterfly, and my lungs were good, my heart was good, and I was pretty healthy considering everything I've been through. It took a lot of work. You know, it's you gotta do it yourself. It's not going to happen on its own.
Today, the 53-year-old is very active and enjoys working out. He has to take 8 pills a day to make sure his body does not reject his heart. When he first got home, it was 44 pills. The medicine does lower his immune system, so there were several unknowns when he tested positive for the coronavirus.
Went into the hospital for a couple days and made it out. You know, it was a little scary at first because we weren't sure. The numbers were creeping up, and so you just don't know how bad it was going to get. So it was a little nerve-wracking, and but you know, it was good. It took a while to come back from that. Surprisingly, I'd say a couple months before I could actually kind of breathe back to normal.
But no concerns with your heart?
Nope, my heart was fine.
Despite the fact that he was told the heart would last 10 to 15 years, it will be 25 in September, and Kent is feeling great.
My life's been fast-tracked, fast-forward. I try to get as much done as I can. It makes you realize how short life is. My wife gets mad sometimes, you know, I'm doing too many things, but I just like to keep busy. And I think once you realize lying in a hospital bed, life comes to a complete stop. You just want to get back out there and enjoy it.
He's encouraging everyone to become an organ donor. He says you never know whose life you may save.
There's so many people out there waiting for organs, and to give that gift of life to someone if you don't need it. We had a second son born after my heart transplant, and we named him after the donor. It's been amazing. So, you know, most importantly, to be an organ donor, and don't take your health for granted.
Ken, thank you so much again for taking the time to meet with me earlier this week. Sit down and share your story again. I know you've shared it time and time again, but it truly was such an honor to meet you, and you're really an inspiration. I don't know how you did everything that you've done. You have such a positive outlook on life too, and it truly is just remarkable. Kent and I, when we were sitting down, I was learning about his story. He realized that things were kind of developing when he was 28, and that's how old I am. And it really resonated with me. And, you know, it's just so important to listen to your body, listen to your health, and be an organ donor. Kent and I would never have been able to sit down and have that conversation today had he not had that transplant. And it really was just so grateful to hear your story. And I would just encourage all of you that if you're not an organ donor, please sign up. Because as Kent mentioned, you just never know whose life you're going to impact. Think about if his 6-month-old son at the time wouldn't have grown up without a father, and everything that they've been able to experience together today because of the fact that he received a heart. So again, Kent, thank you so much. The American Heart Association measures its success by the number of lives saved, lives like Kent and Doris, and we know that funding research is key. This ensures that the AHA has the greatest impact on lives everywhere, including right here in our community. I want you to really reflect on what you're a part of tonight. Together, we are giving people the gift of time, more moments to laugh, to love, to discover new things in life, and to make a difference. We're now going to start the Open Your Heart portion of our evening. We would like to offer thanks to the following donors who have made their gifts to the American Heart Association Open Your Heart campaign. On your screen now, below me in the blue box, and throughout this portion of the program, you're going to be seeing prompts where you can donate. The lives of our loved ones they're worth it. You can't put a dollar amount on it. But now is the time. Let's do it together and let's cure heart disease. Let's go for 100% giving in the virtual room tonight. I think we can do it. What do you guys think? Join us now and make a difference. Give now to support the life-saving mission of the AHA at this most critical time. We're asking you to be generous. Each dollar we raise means more people have the opportunity for a healthier future. We all want that, right? Thank you to our Corvette Society members, Dr. Barry and Mrs. Lisa Clemson, Linda Capel, Patrick and Katie and Charles Kim, Molly and Mike Miller, Dr. Ronald and Mrs. Camilla Rabjohns, Lisa and Matt Vonnegan, and Tammy and Patrick Rossler. When considering your gift, think about Kent's story that you just heard, the person in your life who suffers from heart disease. Maybe they don't now, but as we've learned throughout this past year, we don't know what the world's going to throw at us, what we'll have to deal with. Your support will fund the mission of the American Heart Association and make a difference for lives right here in Peoria. We want to spend a special thanks to Dr. Mark Knepp and Dr. Mark Plunkett, along with Dr. John Succumbi, for making your gifts to the American Heart Association. We're asking you to give in honor of Kent for all our survivors, like those that you typed into the comments earlier, for that empty seat at the table and the empty place in our hearts for those that we've lost. We want to thank Dr. Michael and Donna Cruz for your donation, Dwight Davis, the Sparrows, Kent Wise, Jill Johnson, Walt Bradbury. This list goes on and on, you guys. This is amazing. Christine Zach, Michael Carr. These are just some of the names that you go on for so long. This is so remarkable. We also want to say a special thanks to Colleen and Walt Bradbury, Mike and Donna Cruz for supporting the American Heart Association. Thank you to the Sparrow and the Voller family in honor of Terry Voller. Thank you to Maria and Peter Smale and the Shaheens. Thank you, Drs. Darrell and Jane Gum, for your gift, and thanks to Jill Johnson as well. We ask you to give for Doris, who is with us tonight celebrating her second chance at life, and it's all thanks to an organ donor and her talented doctors. We're asking now, if you haven't made your gift yet, please do so. Kyle Clemson, Elvis Cruz, Carla Yoder. See, if you can hear my dogs, they were just barking, so they want you to give too. Amy Paul, Roger Arnold, Pamela Breen, Rick and Terry Travis. Thank you so much. We have over $42,500 raised tonight. This is amazing. This can go towards so much research, technology, devices that the American Heart Association can use to put into place. And again, you just never know. It could impact you someday. More than $43,000 now. Thank you to each and every one of you. While we finalize our personal commitments to the American Heart Association, I would like to take a minute to share with you local friends and family who support the AHA in honor of a loved one. We also want to thank the Heinzelmans for supporting the AHA, and Janine and Steve Spain, the Yoders and the Grays for your gift, Kathy Copeland for your generosity, and Sue Blanton. Let's take a look now at tonight's tribute wall that is brought to you by Unity Point Health. Those were local families who have all been affected by heart disease. These are people whose hearts have been broken, but they emerge stronger and ready to take a stand against heart disease. Will you join them tonight? Make your gift now. And share in the chat box who you're giving in honor of. We want to hear why you're fighting for a world of healthier lives. We want to thank each and every one of you who has taken the time out of your evening to be here with us tonight, given such a generous gift. Again, no dollar amount is too small. Each and every single penny will go toward making a difference for the American Heart Association. And our chat box has been continuing to fill with the names of people who are inspiring you. And we've had so much generosity here tonight. Now, I'm not really great with math, but with a quick check, it looks like we've raised over $46,000. Thank you so much for everybody, again, who has taken part. This is just so incredible. I'm honored to be a part of this. We are truly going to end this celebration on a high note. As we close our program tonight, I'd like to once again introduce Dr. Barry and Lisa Clemson for our closing remarks.
Thank you again for joining. Barry and I plan on continuing our fun tonight together at home with our family. We hope you will be doing that too.
And before we sign off, it's my honor to announce our 2022 Peoria Heart Ball Chair, a familiar face from tonight, Kent Schlink of AstraZeneca.
Kent and his family reside in Germantown Hills. He and his wife, Lorna, have been married for 29 years and have built a lovely family together. Their son, Weston, and his fiancee, Raven, and their son, Jonathan.
The Schlink family is proud to represent the American Heart Association in Central Illinois. It's because of the life-saving research of the American Heart Association, Kent has a second chance at life. Lisa and I are thrilled to support them in their campaign in 2022, and we look forward to seeing you all again too. Thanks again, and have a great night.
Cheers.
Each and every one of you should give yourselves a round of applause, a cheers to you for being here tonight and making such a difference in our community. And we don't want you to forget that silent auction is open until Monday at noon. Again, so many great items that you can bid on. So make sure to keep your phone close and keep on bidding. Also, make sure to stick around after the program to enjoy the music of the fabulous Lady A. Once again, we want to thank you guys for being here tonight. I am so honored to be a part of the American Heart Association. Tonight's program was incredible. Everybody I've met through here, they are just continuing to inspire me time and time again. Kent, thank you for sitting down and sharing your story with me. You know, it's always weird when, you get that random phone call. Hey, you're going to be the survivor. We want to feature you. And then you welcome reporters into your home time and time again. Hopefully next year we'll all be able to meet in person, give each other a big hug, and just thank one another for being involved in the American Heart Association. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope you have a fabulous evening.
Everybody, we are Lady A, and we are so excited to be joining you tonight.
Cardiovascular disease remains the #1 killer in this country, but I know we share the hope that that will not always be the case.
And since we're all here tonight in support of the American Heart Association, we are excited to play a couple songs for you guys. Hope you enjoy.
pin from the floor to the roof, make the skyline spin.
Yeah, you're killing me, boy, in your black faded jeans.
Ain't gotta work hard when you're smiling at me like, hey, who that there with the shades like, oh, we'll move to the bass, hold up. Whole room gets to spinning from the second that you walk in it, baby. You look good all day, all night. You look good,
So fresh, so fine.
you look good, got everybody watching you like cameras in Hollywood. Baby, you look good. Oh, baby, you look good. Oh, let's break it down, fellas. Come on.
I'm thinking everybody better stand in line, 'cause
They need to know that your body's
coming with me tonight.
like, hey, who that there with the shades like, oh, we'll move to the bass, hold up. Whole room gets to spinning from the second that you walk in it, baby. You look good all day, all night. You look good.
So fresh, so fine.
You look good, got everybody watching you like cameras in Hollywood. Baby, you look good. Come on, baby, you look good.
You look good.
Baby, you look good.
Picture perfect memories scattered all around the floor. Reaching for the phone, 'cause I can't fight it anymore. And I wonder if I ever cross your mind. For me, it happens all the time. It's a quarter after one. I'm all alone and I need you now. Said I wouldn't call, but lost all control and I need you now. And I don't know how I can do without. I just need you now.
Another shot of whiskey can't stop looking at the door. Girl, I'm wishing you come sweeping in the way you did before. And I wonder if I'd ever cross your mind. For me, it happens all the time. Well, it's a quarter after one. I'm a little drunk and I need you now. Said I wouldn't call, but lost all control and I need you now. And I don't know how I can do without. I just need you now. Whoa, Guess I'd rather hurt than feel nothing at all.
Well, it's a quarter after one. I'm all alone and I need you now.
Said I wouldn't come, but lost all control and I need you now.
Oh, and I don't know how I can do without.
I just need you now.
2020 lasts like it's 1990. Way out here, where we're from, we don't say ooh la la, Peoria. Don't need no bottle service budget. No. Got no money, but we love it. Freezing plastic cups to a life of luxury. C'est la vie on a Friday. Get dressed up in a blue jean tux and we go where we don't hear the highway. Don't need doubles and bubbles. Rock on the trouble out in the country. Don't need a crystal chandelier to have a real good time. We're drinking beer on a champagne night. Champagne night.
Velvet ropes in a hometown bar. VIPs are drinking PBR. No, we don't need a high-rise skyline view from a window.
Way out here,
Way out here,
where we're from,
where we're from, we don't have to be busy to have a whole lot of fun.
raising
Plastic cups to a life of luxury. C'est la vie on a Friday. Get dressed up in a blue jean tux and we go where we don't hear the highway.
don't need doubles and bubbles. Get it
Rock on the trouble
out in the
country.
don't need a
Crystal chandelier to have a real good time. We're drinking beer on a champagne night. Champagne night.
You'll never see us sipping long stem glasses, even if we're in a Hollywood palace. No, we ain't on our own island. No, we ain't tripping in diamonds. We're getting rhinestone.
Raising plastic cups to a life of luxury. C'est la vie on a Friday. We get dressed up in a blue jean tux and we go where we don't hear the highway.
Don't need doubles and bubbles to get it
All kinds of trouble
out in the
country.
don't need a
Crystal chandelier to have a real good time. We're drinking beer on a champagne night. Drinking beer on a champagne night.
We're drinking beer on a champagne night.
We're drinking beer on a champagne night.
Thank you so much for having us and for all you do to make longer, healthier lives possible for everyone. This has been so much fun. We'll see you next time.